Hello, I am your Crashout Queen Enigma Bazaar, and this is my very sick co-host, Brooke.
Hello!
And we are
I've
your
been sick
Crash
since Saturday.
Out Queens. You've been sick since Saturday? You've been sick
I've been,
all
we
week?
recorded the podcast on last Friday,
Yeah, you were
and the next
fine. That's
day, and the
crazy.
next day, I woke up and
Yeah.
I was so fucking pissed off. You have no idea.
Well, funny thing about our last podcast is it got uploaded extremely late compared to most. I think it got uploaded
Oh,
on Wednesday because I just literally kept
wow.
forgetting about it. Every time I would go to pull it up, I would get distracted and do something else. And then I would be in bed that night and be like, fuck, I forgot the podcast. So I woke up like Wednesday morning and like instantly published it. So I was like,
Wow,
I
you
need to
made
publish
you made our
this.
50 viewers wait so long.
And it fluctuates. We got quite a few on one of them recently. I know we got 70 on one recently.
Oh, 70 people. I wonder how much retention we got.
Bro, she's being so nasty about our
Because that's what
podcast.
I'm being nasty because I feel nasty right now.
24 views on the last one. Not much on the Zora and Donnie one. We got 1 view on that one. We have 71 on the one before
One view.
that. 60 on the one. Yeah. So it fluctuates quite a bit. It's all dependent on. It's
Yeah.
all dependent on like the titles and trending topics. Honestly.
I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. You have 3 topics for us, Brooke. What's your first one? I wonder if we'll have any shared
The
ones.
wicked guy that we talked about last week, right?
Did we?
Yes, the guy that jumped.
Oh, the paparazzi guy.
Yes.
I don't know him as the wicked guy. I know him as like the guy
Sorry,
who
that's
jumps
how I
over
wrote it
barricades and
down.
assaults.
Yeah, the guy that jumped over the
celebrities.
barricades. He got sentenced to, guess how long he got sentenced to jail?
Like 3 months.
9 days!
Oh my fucking god. Even worse. Wow.
Yeah, 9 days, yeah.
Good for him, I guess. But he gets to do it again.
He gets to do it again.
that
He's done it so
he's done it so many times, and they don't have like a repeat offender. Because like usually when you commit a fuck ton of crimes, when you commit a fuck ton of petty crimes, traditionally speaking, they do add up and they do accumulate. Because like that's why there's like count 1 of blank, 2 counts of blank, like 8 counts of whatever. Like they do accumulate and add up. So it's interesting to me that like he's on his like at least to my knowledge 3rd offense, and they have not done more than 9 days.
He's just in there for 9 days. He got sentenced to 9 days.
Maybe he'll get, like, I don't know, set straight. Maybe they'll scare him. Who knows? Probably not, but...
Who knows?
He's gonna get older, and he's gonna really look back at himself like a fucking idiot.
I don't think he will.
I think he will.
I really don't think he will.
I think he will. When he's 80 years old, he's gonna be like, damn, I was dumb as fuck.
Maybe when he's 80, but, like, I don't see him doing it until, like, he's 80. I'd say when he immediately turns 80 on his birthday, he's gonna be like, fuck, dude. What was I doing?
So, since I have a lot of... Why I know we're gonna be talking for a while this week is because I have a smaller script than last week. However, we had to skip over a lot of things last week for other topics. So I had to transfer some last week topics over. One of which I'd like to talk about specifically is Stranger Things. I think it's coming out now. I think it's coming out this week.
I think it's next week. This week?
Well, the week that this podcast is coming out. We're recording the week before, so the week this podcast comes out, Stranger Things will be coming out officially. So it's I specifically left it for this week to talk about it. Because the Stranger Things PR has been really interesting. Reason being, if you don't know, the man who plays Hopper, who I can't remember the name of right now, but the man who plays Hopper, who's the big burly guy, big burly, bearded, half-bald man, has a lot of interesting controversies around him.
Oh, really?
So, to my understanding, one of the things, which I think is most important to discuss, is apparently an actress died in his apartment while he was present.
Wow.
And where that case has gone, I do not know. I have not done the apt research for that. So, do with that what you will. Use your own fingers and start Googling, kids, if you care. But yeah, that was one thing that I heard that I was like, wow, that's interesting. The other thing is he dated a British singer and was married to a very famous British singer. She moved her whole life to America for him when he booked Stranger Things, and she moved there and they lived in a, I think it was a New York apartment together. I think it's the same apartment that someone died in. And basically their marriage kind of fell apart, as do most Hollywood marriages. But theirs was very special in the way it fell apart, because apparently he was a sex addict and sex fiend. So much so that he insisted they have an open marriage and forced her into an open marriage so he could fuck more people, because she wasn't putting out enough and wasn't good enough for him, essentially. And there was emotional and verbal abuse. I do not remember there being physical abuse on the record that I know of, so I'm not going to say that. But there was emotional and physical abuse on his end, where he was the abuser. I'm not going to say anything about physical because, once again, I don't know for sure, and I don't purposely want to spread misinformation, so I won't. But she made an entire album for the first time in 7 years that was about the divorce, because she served him divorce papers, obviously, eventually. Good for her. And some notable lines in that was he had a duffel bag of sex toys that he would bring to other Hollywood actresses' apartments and do whatever with. And he had, like, crazy kinks and fetishes that he would force onto her, and yada, yada, yada. And that basically was, like, all around a very terrible, shitty person. And then, finally, the most important in context to Stranger Things itself, apparently, Millie Bobby Brown filed a restraining order against him after the last season of Stranger Things. Or maybe it wasn't...
They filming Stranger Things?
Yeah, so I don't know if it was exactly a restraining order, because obviously they had to film Stranger Things. So I don't know that it was actually a quote-unquote restraining order, but she did file like charges against him that were kind of, like, in the vein of a restraining order, where, like, she can't contact him, I think, like, outside of work and stuff, for example. And they can't really speak when they're not doing lines together, to my understanding. Stuff like that, where, like, they basically only talked when they were working, and even on set were not, like, on communicating terms, according to a lot of news outlets, due to the files being charged. And then the Stranger Things red carpet happens in LA, and Stranger Things has them doing PR together to try and squash the rumors. But to my understanding, the rumors are all true, and all the legal documents were filed, and it was for harassment, by the way. Apparently, he bullied Millie Bobby Brown on set all the time, and apparently he was, like, very verbally abusive towards her. Mind you, crazy to be like, how fucking old is he, I wonder?
He's, like, gotta be in his 40s.
I think he's
probably
older.
His 50s, actually.
I was gonna say. Let's see. Can I just see actor? Played by, here it is. Thank you, Google. David Harbour is 50 years old on the dot. That's what okay. Exactly. Being a 50-year-old man bullying a 21-year-old's crazy. Crazy to bully a 21-year-old. And then obviously,
she was younger than 21 too.
I know, I'm saying, like, just this season she's 21, and that's what I was about to say, is that, like, that means that he was a 49-year-old, a 48-year-old, a 47-year-old, a 46-year-old bullying a 18-year-old, 17-year-old, like, whatever, 19-year-old, so on and so forth, all the way down the running. Because I think Millie Bobby Brown started in Stranger Things when she was, I want to say, was it 12?
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure it started, like, in their preteens filming this.
Yeah, I think Millie was 12. And I want to say Millie is, I think, the second youngest. I think she's one of the younger of the cast. She's pretty young. I know that, like, I think, I don't even remember their names, but I know a lot of the other cast is, like, 24,
Finn
23.
Wolfhard.
I think Finn's 23. I think he's our age.
Your age.
True. Yeah. So, interesting. And then on top of that, apparently David Harbour has a long history of being a terrible person to work with. Apparently, like, he is in the top 3 of like most obnoxious Marvel actors because he's in the Marvel universe. He plays the
plays
Red
the
something.
dad.
I don't remember
Yeah,
what his hero's name is. It's the Red something. But yeah,
uh,
he's the dad of Scarlett
Black
Johansson's character
Widow.
Black
Yeah.
Widow, and Lawrence Pugh's character, who I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Even though she's my
Yelena.
Yelena, and she's my favorite Marvel character. In case you're wondering, guys.
And you can't even remember her name.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that. Really bad at
You are.
that. I'm so bad at names.
Fun fact: Riley did not remember my name.
You've said
for
this
like...
on 5 podcasts. I think they get
Yeah.
it. I think they got it. I
like
think they get the
2
joke.
months. Yeah.
It was more than 2 months. It was well over
It was
a year.
more. It was like 2. Yeah.
It was well over a year. It was at least a year and a half at bare minimum. We were in second year when I finally learned it.
Wow.
So, I got me in like the girl with the hair.
Yeah.
The girl with the fuck ass bob. You know the one I'm talking about, Grace. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, Grace, come on.
Grace, come on.
How many people could have a bob?
Yeah. There's not that many bobs in this program, so yeah, but apparently he's an awful actor to work with. Apparently, like, every crew that he's worked with have like come out and been like, yeah, he's awful, he's miserable. Florence Pugh has like thrown shade at him in interviews, being like, there was an interview basically where it was him and her advertising Thunderbolts because they were both in the movie starring in it, right? And somehow they got on the topic of, oh God, what's that one male actor's name that everyone loves right now? He plays the dad in The Last of Us.
Oh,
can't remember his name.
Joel,
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. They got on to Pedro Pascal, and she was like, yeah, he's like an actual nice man to work with in Hollywood, like, and she was like, it seemed like hinting at like working with David Harbour was miserable, where it's like Pedro Pascal's like a really lovely man and she loves him, which was really funny. But yeah, another fun fact about him is that there is a dog in the first episode of Stranger Things that does not show up in any other episode, even though it is the main family. It's the Byers family's dog, which is the main family of Stranger Things, is the Byers.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the reason why that dog never shows up again is because David Harbour threw a fit about it and was like, I'm not working with that dog. You either fire it or me.
How the fuck are you throwing a fit about a dog?
A dog! Like, and it's like, by the way, a golden fucking doodle. Like, one of the easiest animals to work with in the world. That's crazy. That's like the easiest animal breed on planet Earth. So yeah, there's a lot of drama with Stranger Things that's going on.
There's always been a lot of drama around the Stranger Things cast.
I know, but I'm just now getting into it. Like how Millie Bobby Brown's homophobic and runs over gay people with her car.
Oh my god, I love that picture so much.
Oh god.
You have no idea.
I
love the picture
really want to know where that, like, how that person came up with that. Because it's so out of nowhere, but it is so fucking funny. I love it. It's the best thing ever. It really is.
Oh yeah, no, I love that photo. I have it on my phone somewhere. I have it on my phone because I love it so much. I have the picture of really just running over James Charles.
What's your other topic?
Well,
top X.
Big news for Moist Critical.
Oh?
Jack Doherty or whatever the fuck you say his name got
arrested. Oh, I'm actually happy because I forgot about this topic, but I did want to talk about it. Crazy. He's done so many illegal things, right? It's crazy. This is his first record. He's gotten in fights. He's crashed his. I distinctly remember the crashing of the Lamborghini with the film man, and then wanting the film man to continue filming instead of checking if he's okay. I distinctly remember that. So
big day to be Moist Critical. He got arrested on drug charges.
That tracks. Yeah. Yep. Why is that big for Moist Critical?
Moist Critical fucking hates that guy.
Oh, okay.
He's made
I don't know anything about Moist Critical. I'll be honest. I hate Moist Critical, so I try to steer clear of him. I think he is the actual worst influencer on planet Earth because he has no solid stance on anything unless it is like the easiest correct opinion to have. And I think he is a coward and a pussy. And I think the fact that people give him so much credit when he's just like a man from Florida is so stupid. And I think his influence is so overdone. When he just says the safest things ever. Yeah, no, I hate that
I can just sit there for like 5 minutes and be like...
I like his voice. I think his voice is really good. But I hate his opinions.
I hate... Dispatch too.
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah, if I could never see Moist Critical on the internet ever again, I would click that button. because
you'd make a lot of people angry about that.
I think specifically, yeah, well, good. I don't care. I just hate fence sitters, and he is such a massive fence sitter who only ever makes his point proven when it's the easiest thing to make a point on, and it's the easiest thing to slam dunk on. And if it's not something that's like really easy and agreeable, Moist Critical doesn't make a video about it, and I think that's just dumb considering the influence he has. I think if you have influence, you need to make controversial opinions, and it's your job to make controversial opinions. And if you sit on the fence idly and let dumb controversies happen and not say anything about it because maybe, just maybe, people might disagree with you, I think you're a pussy bitch and don't deserve a platform. So, and I think he falls in that category.
Sorry, I'm trying to not clear my throat right now, but I'm
trying not to let the phlegm win.
Yeah. It's been a difficult battle.
Anyways, do you want to do mine? Okay. Actually, let me see. I want to see if I have a shorter. Okay, I do have a shorter topic, and then we'll do yours, and then we'll get into my longer topics. Actually, I have a topic specifically that is on here, but it's actually on a shorter one. So if you want, it's a shorter one.
Talk about Hazbin Hotel. I need to make fun of it. I
fully agree with you. This is awful. I think it's the worst. It is genuinely, I think, the worst written thing I've ever watched in my life. It was awful. But I will say, this one I do not have nearly as much opinions about, and I'm not nearly as upset about, because frankly, all of its wrongdoings was episode 5 and 6. Like, that was where it just, like, retconned everything, like, actually actively worked to, like, undermine every bit of storytelling. This episode stayed consistent to basically the last two episodes. The last two episodes more so introduced all these issues, and then this just continued with the issues. So it's, like, less offensive to me, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm not actually that mad at it, because I'm not surprised anymore. Not that I was really surprised at the bad writing in the first place, but it's, like, less jarring, because I'm like, oh yeah, we're just putting more shit on top of, like, the really bad shit, but you're putting, like, rabbit shit on top of, like, Doberman shit. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, this doesn't really make a difference in the pile of shit that is Hazbin Hotel.
I can't stand the fucking magic hand powers. Where did they come from? Where did they go? How did they all get that? None of them should have that.
Yes, they should. That is actually well established. All overlords have that power.
All
the characters in that scene were overlords. No, that is all those characters are overlords in that scene. Which is true.
I thought that they weren't.
No, they all are. Any character that has magical beam powers in that scene is an overlord. Or is Charlie, but Charlie is the daughter of Satan, so she gets a pass, I guess.
It feels too. And I love My Little Pony, but it's
I agree. It's awful. The magic of friendship winning makes no sense in a show about hell and sinners and redemption. I don't agree with it at all. Yeah, I don't agree with it at all. But I will say, specifically, overlords having the magical abilities does make sense. However, we can talk about why it doesn't make sense that works. So, to talk about those two episodes, in case you care, you probably don't, but in case you do, honestly, now that I think about it, our demographic is probably Hazbin Hotel viewers, because it's going to be gay people and girls,
Get out, I don't need you, get out.
Hazbin Hotel viewers. I personally don't care, because honestly, a lot of people in the Hazbin Hotel fandom hate this season, so I'm okay with Hazbin Hotel viewers, because a lot of people who, like, were quote-unquote in the fandom are like, this is god-awful, so if you don't think the season was god-awful, I really think you need to, like, actually just go back to school and take distinctly a media literacy course and learn about, like, what good writing is and bad writing. Go read To Kill a Mockingbird again, and is it Mockingjay? It's Mockingjay, isn't it?
Mockingbird.
It is Mockingbird? Okay. Yeah, go read that book again, and, like, really take in why it's, like, a good, well-written, culturally important book, and then maybe you can consider stuff about media, but until then, like, I think you need to not put your media opinions out there. But yeah, let's break down why these episodes are bad. I have a few points, but, like, so the plot of episode 7 and 8 is basically Vox wins, essentially. He gets his heaven weapon built, and, it's this big old fucking gun. He tricks Lucifer into getting into it, and you know what? I have a lot of problems with Lucifer, but at this point, I just don't even fucking care anymore, because the character is just so much of a nothing burger that I just don't care. I just don't care that Lucifer is dumb. I don't care that Lucifer is, like, the most plot device character created. I just don't even care, because he's not even, honestly, the worst of the problems anymore. He is a part of the problem, but at this point, he's not even the worst of the problems anymore. Some of the worst of the problems is, Vox is this villain with this grand idea and concept where he wants to rule heaven. That's like been his whole motivation, this whole thing. However, they decide they want to pivot that motivation to specifically proving Alistair wrong, which is fine. I don't mind that. But they don't decide what is more important to Vox, beating heaven or proving Alistair wrong. And they never make that decision until the final moment, where he's done basically everything to rule heaven, and then last second they're like, but actually he cares more about the Vox thing, or more about the Alistair thing. Which just makes no sense, because basically what ends up happening is, skipping over hoops and hurdles, Vox captures Lucifer, makes a cannon that shoots heaven, he shoots at heaven, heaven gets shot, heaven's like, oh no, this is bad, da-da-da-da. Big issue here. Sarah, the main Seraphim, is like, I don't know what to do. Like, whatever will we do? Do we forgive them or do we not? They just shot you! They just shot you! Shot you without stopping gun! What do you mean? What do you mean?
That you just shot at me with an AK-47, but it's okay because I forgive you.
And the worst part about this is they give Sarah and Sir Pentious this duo song, which makes
Why is
no
there so
fucking
many
sense.
songs?
Because
I feel like there was less songs in the first
season.
season.
I think you're right. I think you're right, but it is a musical, so I'm not that mad about it. All musicals are like that. It's meant to be a musical.
I feel like the songs are so ass that it shouldn't be a musical.
Yeah, that's the problem. When you make a musical, the song has to be good. All the songs are terrible. Yeah. One of my things that grates me the most, there are a ton of people on TikTok that think that this season's songs are better than the first season's. Holy fuck, are you dead wrong. This season has the best song of both seasons, and that's it. Every other season 2 song is way worse and a step down, other than 2, but every other song is such a step down. Such a step down. Basically, the Seraphim is like, Sarah the Seraphim's like, oh, I don't know, and then Sir Pentious just like sings a song with her where he's like, no, the reason why sinners do this is because they're scared, Sarah. Here's the problem with that. Sarah went down to hell, talked to these sinners, and actively saw with her eyes that it was not fear motivating them. It was a fucking cult leader who wants to kill all of the heaven people. So she knows it's not fear that is driving these people. But for some reason, this works, and she believes Sir Pentious, and she's like, you're right, Sir Pentious, it is fear. We will try and save them. So she sends a little baby Seraphim down to try and, quote-unquote, save the day. Another problem with this. For some reason, the angels, although going down to hell multiple times, never at any point just say, hey, we know you can be redeemed. By the way, you can be redeemed. One of the sinners from down here is currently in heaven. They never say that. And don't get me wrong, I know why they don't say that. Because if they do say that, there is no plot for this series. Because as soon as that information is discovered in the fucking 8th episode, all the sinners are like, oh my god, we don't have to defeat heaven because we can be redeemed. So they obviously hold it back. But if you have to hold pertinent information that makes no sense to be withheld, because objectively the angels would literally just be like, hey, by the way, you can be redeemed because it makes fucking sense to do so, it's not a good fucking plot point, and it's not a good thing to be withheld. You have to have a reason to withhold the information. But you don't have a good reason to withhold the information. There is not a good reason to withhold the information. But for some reason, we cannot, not for some reason, once again, we know why, but in this, like, fictional world where Hazbin Hotel has good writing, for some reason, quote-unquote, we can't just tell the sinners that you can be redeemed. Even though you just fucking could. So that's, like, the first biggest plot issue, because that literally saves the day in the end, basically. Then, on top of that, Vox ends up, once again, biggest issue with Vox. They want me to see Vox as this mastermind villain, but also as a bumbling idiot at the exact same time. They want me to see him as both. You can't have it both ways. You cannot. It's a bad character. People love Vox online. He is a terribly written character. He is an uninspired villain. He is a boring villain. And he is stupid. Like, stupid and uninteresting. Like, There's no other way to put it. The big thing is, he basically has what he wants. He has his war with heaven. And then what ends up happening is, which the only good part of this series is that Vox does have this moment where he's like, I'm the strongest sinner in hell, yada, yada, yada. Which makes sense. That has been his driving motivation. He is egotistical. It makes sense that he wants to claim himself to be the best. So he's pressuring Charlie, and he's like, Charlie, say it. Charlie, say it. Charlie, say it. And Charlie's like, no, I'm not going to say it. I still have faith that everyone can be redeemed. Charlie's being dumb as fuck as usual. Whatever. Alistair then made a deal with Charlie in season 1 where she has to do a favor that involves not hurting somebody. And Alistair says to Charlie, say it, Charlie. Do me the favor and tell him that he's the strongest sinner in hell. So Charlie does. And now we're going to break down issues here in this concept. Firstly, what a stupid fucking thing to use up one of the only interesting backstory plot lines that you had. We should have left Alistair's favor because Alistair didn't need to ask Charlie for this favor because it makes really no sense for Charlie to be hesitant to call Vox the strongest sinner in hell. What does that do negatively to Charlie? Nothing. Nothing. It doesn't hurt her to say that and admit that. And it makes sense for her to do it because she's beaten down and bruised. Why on earth would she be so hesitant to say that? Like, what really is the point in that? So it doesn't really make sense for her to be hesitant. And also, it's the only interesting plot point you have is that Alistair has this favor that Charlie owes him. And that's an interesting concept. No, we're just going to throw it away, though, in this moment. Then the stupid part comes in. Alistair has a deal with the alleged demon named Rosie. Which, I say alleged because the theory is that Rosie is either Lilith or has something to do with Lilith or works with Lilith. One of the 3 options. Which I'm not going to say is wrong because it is 100% right. Everything and anything is leading to that conclusion. However, it's so poorly done and so shit that I don't want it to be right because it is so absurd and stupid that I just don't want it to be true. However, knowing Hazbin Hotel, because everything they do is just literally written on the wall in big bold letters where you cannot fucking miss it, obviously she has something to do with Lilith. What that is exactly, who knows? But she has something to do with Lilith, and that's really fucking obvious. So, and that's why she's so gung-ho about Alistair helping with the hotel and Charlie and all that. But Alistair is fucking Lilith / Rosie's little puppet, and under the condition, though, that Alistair is the strongest in hell. Now, the weird part is, Charlie just saying the words, Vox, you're the strongest sinner in hell, apparently just makes that true. Why that is, I could not fucking tell you, and makes no fucking sense to me. How that just magically makes that true and makes that a fact, when it's just like Charlie's quote-unquote opinion, which isn't even her opinion, she was forced into saying it. So it doesn't logistically make any sense at all that would just make the fact happen. Exactly. But for writing's sake, this breaks Alistair's deal with Rosie. And then this is the worst part of the whole season and series as a whole. Vox made a deal with Alistair that Alistair would be Vox's little pet as long as Vox doesn't touch Charlie, Husk, or Nifty, the maid. Vox then proceeds to literally put his hands on Charlie's shoulders and say, oh, thank you, Charlie, da-da-da-da, which then immediately Alistair goes, you stupid fuck, breaks out of his chains and goes, now let's fight. And Vox is like, which is the only good piece of writing they've given Vox. Yeah. The entire season is Vox going, are you fucking kidding me? You were literal about touching her? Or something along those lines, where he's like, I can't touch her at all? Which I'm like, thank you. Yeah, no, I would also question that. That's also really fucking dumb and such a stupid technicality.
It's a bit of a loophole, which is interesting.
It is interesting if they didn't, once again, like I said last podcast, do this thing with Alistair where every time anything happens with Alistair, camera pans to him,
the stupid, like,
and he gives the little evil grin and look like, ha ha ha, I have a plan because I'm an evil villain. And it's like, if they didn't do that every 5 seconds, this would have actually been a really cool reveal. But it's the fact that we have basically been told every single second of Alistair's screen time that he is playing Vox and that he is actually in control this whole time, and that Vox is once again a bumbling idiot, that this reveal does just come off as corny and dumb. Corny and dumb. Because it's a stupid loophole, it doesn't make Alistair look impressive, yada yada yada. All of that. So that's my issue there, and then Alistair and Vox fight, and then Vox ends up, like, not losing to Alistair, but, like, struggling against Alistair, I guess. So then he runs to the fucking Heaven Cannon and starts shooting the Heaven Cannon at Alistair in Hell, which then starts vaporizing a bunch of people in fucking Hell. So then all the sinners are like, hey, aren't you supposed to be on our side? That's weird. Which is, like, once again, so stupid. We've spent the whole season of Vox supposedly being this really intelligent person who, like, knows how to manipulate the populace and knows how to, like, take advantage of people's insecurities. But you're telling me he would not have had, like, any sort of foresight to be like, oh yeah, shooting my own cult would be a bad idea. Shooting the people who I have on my side is a bad idea. You're telling me, like, that is not something he would have thought of. I get that he's supposed to be blinded by rage, but, like, he's supposed to be a competent character. Like, he's got a whole backstory about his competence in being a cult leader. So it's just crazy that in this moment, all of his competence just goes away and now he's completely incompetent. And so that ends up happening. And then, like, he's shooting the cannon over and over again, and then fucking the person who made the cannon is like, no, you can't shoot it anymore, it'll explode, it'll overload. And then Vox is like, fuck it, I'll do it. I'm gonna blow us all up if it kills fucking Alistair, which is crazy because your whole thing this whole season has been to be number one. Why are you gonna fucking blow yourself up now? That makes no sense. If anything, your, like, whole shtick here is, like, to not die. Like, your, like, whole kind of character complex, it's to, like, become a god and become the best, but you're willing to kill yourself to spite someone else? That's very contradictory and doesn't really make a lot of fucking sense. It could make sense if we didn't put so much fucking emphasis on his need to become a god, but we put so much emphasis on his need to become a god that, like, this makes no fucking sense. So he goes to blow up the fucking machine and everyone's like, no, don't do it. And then, to save the fucking day, comes in Velvet and fucking Valentino, the two other Voxes, one of which, by the way...
Oh yeah, and they get fucking carried over there.
Hmm?
They get carried over there and they're like, let's just do it.
Yeah, so, but here's the thing. So they both kick Vox's ass, and then the worst part is, they once again make the Predator, the pimp, the sex pest, the most, like, correct character, and, like, the most reasonable character where I'm like, I like him, and give him the best scene, because he walks up to Vox, and he literally looks at him, grabs him by the shoulders, and goes, we're not dying over a fucking deer, Vox, and then rips his head off, and walks away with him, and I'm like, thank you, someone fucking said it, like, and they made that man the fucking, like, redeemable good character, like, where I'm like, oh my god, finally, someone's talking sense right now. Holy shit, like, you're making me like a fucking pimp and Predator, dude. What are you doing? What are you actually doing? But, so that's my issue with Vox and all that. Then the gun's gonna blow up, and the Friendship of Magic happens, as we know in the scene. I'm sure lots of people have seen. But, that's not even the worst scene. The worst scene is, while that's happening, Sarah, the Seraphim, is like, okay, Loot. Loot is the angel who is in love with Adam.
Yeah.
And Loot's the one that wants to, like, kill Charlie and everybody. And her whole thing, since episode 2, has been like, I want to get revenge. I'm gonna get revenge. Yada, yada, yada. Also, distinctly, I want to remind you, Loot got undermined by the character Abel, famously Adam's son in biblical history, but gets undermined by Abel because Abel gets Adam's position instead of Loot, even though Loot was second in command. Abel gets it via nepotism and undermines Loot every time, but Loot ignores him basically every time. And that's important to remember. She always ignores Abel and calls Abel a fucking pussy to his face all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Very important, because then Sarah's like, Loot, go save the baby Seraphim, whatever the fuck her name is. Get her out of there. She's like, we gotta save her because hell's about to explode. So Loot's like, finally, I can go down there. Loot goes down there, he fucking immediately locks eyes with Baggy and Charlie and is like, okay, I'm gonna kill you guys. Only character that is so unimaginably justified. And I don't mean that in a way that she's right. I mean that in a way that at least she's fucking consistent. Her entire character this entire season has been about revenge, getting her revenge, killing Vaggie, and making Charlie suffer. Like, that's been her whole thing. She is the only character that I feel any sort of vindication towards, and she is my favorite character because, fuck yes, please somebody do something in this show. So she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And so she does. Her and Vaggie start getting in a fight. Vaggie is getting her ass fucking kicked. She's putting up a good fight, but Lute's just better. Proceed to then. Abel, for some reason, went with Lute. Abel is hiding the entire time, and then all of a sudden grows this spine of heroism, puts Adam's mask on, stands in front of Lute, and is like, Lute, stop it. We're done. And Lute just magically listens to him and is like, fine, and then leaves. So Lute has been set up from episode 2 to be a character that is going to get her revenge, that is all based in getting vindication and getting revenge. And then the moment she has the opportunity to, it lasts for not even 30 seconds, and then proceeds to get shut down by a man. By the way, Vivzy Pop, I do want to say, you do have a history of having really bad written women, and the track record just keeps fucking going when you keep having them get undermined by male characters. Because she instantaneously, when Abel puts a mask on, is like, Lute, stop. She instantly just gives up, goes back to heaven, gives up. By the way, mind you, doesn't even grab the baby Seraphim, which was the whole point of going, which is crazy to me. How they let her go back, I don't know, but it's so annoying, so dumb, hated that. You, painted Lute to be this character that was gonna, get shit done this season, and she just did nothing. There was just literally no point in Lute even being in this season, honestly, which is my problem with a lot of characters. There just was no point in having them at all, basically. Lucifer had no point in the series. Lute had no point in the series. Vaggie basically had no point in the series. Serpentius basically had no point in the series, other than, a few kind of plot forced moments, but not actually of his own character and his own writing. And even Charlie was pretty fucking useless. The only characters that actually fucking did anything were Alistair and the V's, and that's fucking it. Another character who was really pointless, but for some reason, and I'm sure you remember this, they kept giving her screen time too. And if you remember, Brooke, I told you, if they give Lilith all this goddamn screen time and it amounts to nothing by the end of the season, I'll be pissed. And guess what? It amounted to fucking nothing. Lilith does not do anything at all throughout the season. She gets all that fucking screen time that could have gone to any character that actually does thing in this season. And instead, our final moment with Lilith is Charlie leaving another voicemail for Lilith being like, everything's working out good, sorry for all the voicemails, didn't mean to bother you, la 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 la, da 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 da. And then Charlie getting a call back after the voicemail, and it's her going, Mom, is that you? And then fucking season ends. And then it's all gonna apparently, the next season to be all about more stars. To which I ask you then, what was the point in having Lilith even show up in scenes? What's the point? Why do we have all those scenes with Lilith? Because here's the thing, like I said, last pod episode, you should have just had Charlie call Lilith and not show Lilith at all, cut those precious screen times down, because one of the things that Vivzy Pops always says is it's really hard to fit all the storytelling in one season. So here's the thing, bitch. Cut all the useless stuff out. Cut the fat out. Why do I need to see Lilith actively ignore Charlie? Hey, just in, when I see somebody call somebody and then that phone not get picked up, I understand they're being fucking ignored. I don't need to see the person on the other line actively ignore that person. I get the message when Charlie is being ignored that she's being fucking ignored. I don't need to see Lilith. And the fact that the next season is apparently, from the Vivzy Pop's own words, is going to be all about the Morning Stars and about Charlie, Lilith, and Lucifer is so crazy to me and so dumb. And finally, we're getting to my final point of season 2 of Hazbin Hotel. What is the point of this season? Because we end off exactly where we started. Sinners are going to the hotel to get redeemed. The angels now know about redemption. The V's are in the background, still there, but still a villainous force, so it's not like they're stopped, because basically the next season it's been set up that Valentino is going to be a problem and is going to be the next villain to the show, essentially. Valentino and Alistair. Alistair still has a deal with Rosie, He didn't even get out of it, really. He did get out of the first deal, but he made another deal with her, so it doesn't even fucking matter. He's not in any sort of, like, deals with anyone, really, right now. The only thing that's different for next season is that Angel Dust is no longer a part of the hotel, which, so honestly, you could have just have done in one episode, the first episode of season 3, and just made season 3 the second season. This entire season was fucking pointless. I learned nothing new about any of the characters. If anything, I dislike the characters even more. I think Charlie is extremely incompetent, and I hate her. I hate Vaggie. I hate Alistair. I am disappointed in Lute's story, the only interesting character. You made Valentino, the fucking pimp and sex pest, I can't say that enough, a more liked character in my books, and in a lot of people's books, than your main character, and her main romantic interest. Valentino is more interesting and likable than fucking Charlie is. Lucifer is fucking useless this season and doesn't do anything. Everything about this season was useless. We didn't learn anything about Lilith. We got nothing about Lilith, but apparently the next season's going to be about Lilith, but we don't have any new information about her, so it doesn't matter. We got nothing new about any of the other overlords either, or Hell's hierarchy, or anything. We didn't get any tie-ins with, like, the rest of Hell and the Hell Rings. We got nothing in this fucking season. So what, I dare ask, was the point of this season?
Money grab.
Literally. It was a filler season. It's fucking-sane. I think it's so dumb. So dumb. Dumb season, and yeah, Hazbin Hotel shit. But I will say, the good part about Hazbin Hotel is that if Vivzy Pop can write that shit of a show, we can maybe one day write our own shows. That will be 8 times better, because...
Only 8?
Yeah, I mean, the number's infinite, because if that bad of a show can get greenlit, I really believe anyone can do it. So if you're down on your luck and you're a writer or an artist or an illustrator, just know that Vivzy Pop made it with the terrible writing skills that she has and the misogynistic writing skills that she has. So I promise you, you can probably do it. So just try, keep trying, keep at it, because she can fucking do it, so why the fuck can't we? What's your other topic?
Great news for all of these annoying people. Escape the Night is back.
I was gonna bring this up to you. I was like, have you seen the Escape the Night cast reveal?
Escape the Night cast reveal. Rosina Pansino is back. Tana Mojo's back.
Yeah, they got some interesting
newcomer here. Jojo Siwa.
That's the craziest poll. That's so funny.
I don't know what Joey Graceffa is planning with this. I don't know what he has up his sleeve for.
Is it all? Because so far it's Nikita Dragon, Manny MUA, Tana Mojo, Rosanna Pansino, and
but Jojo Siwa is an OG member of the Escape the Night.
Are they announcing any more, or is that it?
There should be more, because there usually is more during a season.
Because a lot of people were saying they were mad that, like, Sophia Nygaard didn't show up. There was another one that people were mad about.
I feel like there should be more people, but I think it's only going to be a movie this time instead of a show. So
Matt Pat was another. People were like, I wish they would have got Matt Pat.
I'm very upset about Matt Pat, but he is a politician now. So
what?
Did you not know about this?
No, what?
Matt Pat is in politics now.
Doing what? What is he doing in politics?
I don't know. He's making speeches and stuff.
Yeah, but okay, does he have a political role? Or is he just a speaker?
Don't know.
Brother. Okay, so you can't say you didn't know about this and then have no information about it.
I just see clips of him doing advocacy stuff. He's not doing YouTube.
Matt Pat has recently become involved in politics by launching a creator economy caucus U.S. House of Representatives. Oh, so it's not really politics. It's a creator politics. It's like a content creator union, kind of, is what it looks like.
A bit, yeah.
Which is really good, and actually a really cool thing to do. I was really worried he was going to be a Republican, so good for him.
I hope he's running for president. Matt Pat 2028, people.
I really don't want Matt Pat running for president.
What are you talking about? He's gonna make every law about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Not that it's not already, but interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna Escape the Night early, but I did want to make sure to talk about it because I know you're a huge Escape the Night. Are you gonna watch it?
I will.
It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi, which I'm pretty sure Tubi's free.
It's free, I think. I think Tubi's free.
Yep. So I will be there. I will be sat. Joey Graceffa, I love you. I've been watching your Minecraft videos for forever.
Joey Graceffa, I don't love you. I find you really fucking annoying, but
hey,
I like your boyfriend. Or no, ex-boyfriend.
No, ex-boyfriend. Yeah, they broke up a while ago.
Yeah, I like him.
I liked his song "Don't Wait" when it first came out. I haven't listened to
Joey Graceffa makes music?
Joey Graceffa made a few songs, yes.
Give a gay man a microphone.
Hey.
Anyways, that one's not that important. Since we talked about your Escape Tonight, I want to talk about the Hunger Games casting came out recently.
Oh my god,
for Sunrise on the Reaping. And bitches, as Brooke can tell you, I'm a massive Hunger Games fan. I have not read the books yet. They are on my list to do. However, it's really hard for me to start a new book, so.
Especially because you haven't even finished reading the one you've been reading
Correct.
since college.
It's really hard for me to start a book and finish a book. It's just, I don't know what it is. My brain does not like starting and ending. Specifically books. Everything else I can do fine. But books, I think I get like too emotionally attached and too into them. I think, because going into a book, I think what ends up happening is I'm always like, because I'm the type of person where it's like, I have to give it my all. And because books are something that like you have to do where you just sit down and read them for like hours straight, it's very jarring to me because I like get very invested very quickly. And then I don't like ending them because when a book ends, like usually, I don't know why, but it's just like, I think it's like the time fallacy. Like I put so many hours into reading it. Whereas like to me, a TV show, I watch TV shows like passively in the background, so I don't put as much weight into them. So I don't mind when they're over and don't mind when like they stop. But a book, I like sit there and I like fully put my headphones in and I just read for like fucking 5 hours straight, and I'll just do that. So I think I don't do good with starting and ending books. So I have not read the books yet. However, I do plan on it, and I will say my biggest issue with this cast reveal is I do not think any of the cast were casted right. None of them look like they age into their later counterparts. Fucking Snow looks older in the Sunrise on the Reaping than he does in the later Hunger Games, where he's like 80. So that's weird to me. The actor looks older than the original Snow actor. Do not love that. And also
he does, yeah.
The face shape and everything is just drastically different. Like, does not look similar at all. Whereas younger Snow was actually super believable to me. I don't know why, but younger Snow was super believable to me. To age into, like, really old Snow. But now that we have this middle road Snow, I just do not see it. It just does not work. He looks older. I showed Jack, and Jack was like, yeah, he looks older now in, like, a book where he's supposed to be younger. So, I don't like Snow's casting. I don't like Haymitch's casting. I do not think they look similar enough. I do not think that he looks like he's going to age into Haymitch. But it's a bit more forgivable. Specifically, my issue is, like, how the fuck does Haymitch in the poorest district have a fucking perm? That makes no sense to me, and I'm not a fan of that. But, sure. And before you bitches come at me in the comments being like, no, but like canonically he has like curly hair, so it makes sense. No, bitch, that's a perm. That's a perm. He's
straightening his hair every day when he's older.
Yeah, that's a fucking perm. And he's like, to my understanding, Haymitch is poor when he's young. He's like dirt poor in the poorest district. So how he has a perm and like has that pretty boyish face, like, I don't like it, especially because he's, like, so rugged and disheveled when he's, like, rich in the books or in the later series, which is crazy that, like, he went down. Like, I don't agree with that, so I'm not a fan of that. I think the Effie casting's good. Actually, that's the one casting I was okay with. Effie, I'm like, okay, that's believable and I like it. And I don't know that we've seen anyone else. I'm really interested to see who they cast as, and what Katniss's mom is going to look like, and what a lot of the familiar faces we know are going to look like. Because Katniss's mom is a relevant character, to my understanding, in this movie, as is Katniss's dad. So I'm really interested to see those characters. I don't really think it matters how they make Katniss's dad look, because he does have screen time, but it's, like, less than a minute of screen time in the original movie.
Yeah.
So it's not really important. Her mom is pretty fucking important, to at least, like, somewhat cast accurately, but yeah, I don't like the casting, though, across the board so far.
I kind of like how they did Glenn Close's face, though.
Glenn Close's
like pulled
plays
it
who?
back.
Is that
For the girl
Snow?
that she gets wheeled out on the stage.
Oh no, her. Yes. Oh yeah. To be fair though, she's like a character that we have never seen before, so they could have done anything with her, and I do like what they did with her. Yeah, I think she's great. I think like the campiness of the Capitol, but that's one thing the Hunger Games movies always do really good is the campiness of the Capitol. They do a great job at like Capitol people, and honestly, I do think it's gonna be a really good movie, and I think it's gonna be like still like just as good as all the other Hunger Games movies, because all the Hunger Games movies like are so good, slam dunk, awesome movies. But I'm just like really not concerned, but like confused about the casting. Where I'm like, okay, like these movies are gonna be good and I'm gonna like them. I know that, but like, why did you cast these people who don't look like your characters? Because like,
that's a great question.
My issue is like, sure, you can go off book continuity, but like, why would you go off book continuity when you have for the past, what are we on now? Like 6 movies. This is the 6th, I think, of the Hunger Games movies. Or 5th, it's like 5 or 6. For the past 5 or 4 movies of Hunger Games, you've gone off of, like, movie continuity. Why are we now going off of book continuity out of nowhere? That doesn't make sense to me. But, sure. However, it's still not even book continuity, because I think in the books, Haymitch is brunette. So.
Yeah, so...
I don't know.
I still think they should have casted the other guy, but put him in a flannel and give him a skateboard and a backwards cap.
The same guy who plays like old Haymitch. Yeah, that would have been funny. And then I do have questions for you.
Okay.
Like you probably won't care about this, but this is important. Who do you want to be the lead single writer for the Hunger Games song that's gonna come out inevitably? Because they've done it for every movie. Last was Olivia Rodrigo, obviously. I forget who the ones before that were. I think it was... Oh, fuck. It was other really famous people.
I don't know.
Interesting. Someone had said... someone said Phoebe Bridgers, which I was like, that's interesting.
Phoebe Bridgers would be good.
She
makes really sad music.
Yeah, I was actually unironically thinking, and although I am Conan Gray pilled, I think Conan Gray would be awesome.
We are both Conan Gray pilled. I'm listening to 11:11 right now.
I've been listening to Actor on repeat. But I actually think Conan Gray, specifically because Conan Gray is such a good writer and storyteller, like that's where like he really is an expert at, which is exactly why I think people like Phoebe Bridgers is an option too, because Phoebe Bridgers is such a good storyteller in her music. I think but I think that's the thing, you need a good storyteller. And I think I was thinking also Leve would also be really cool.
She would be, if you want like a more
I think it will be sad. I think the song will be sad.
It could be sad. It would be sad.
No, it's not gonna be. To my understanding, this is the saddest Hunger Games book they ever did.
She could also do some nice, like, jazzy stuff for, like, when you're in the Capitol,
because I think the way the book ends is the Capitol kills off Haymitch's family and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he's left completely alone. Because he defies the Capitol in the ring, like Katniss and Peeta did. So, it's a really tragic book. I heard it's, like, the most gut-wrenching of all the books, which is crazy, because they keep getting sadder.
It's not crazy. That's what they're meant to do.
Suzanne Collins is not about writing a good happy book. She writes good books, but not a happy book.
No, why would she?
So yeah, that was that. Then I have for my next topic, since you're out of topics, right? So we're just rushing through mine now.
Yeah.
So my next short topic, and then we have to have kind of an actual conversation. Well, actually, maybe we'll see what time it is, because maybe I'll save the Grammys talk until. Yeah, I'll save the Grammys talk till next week again. I'll just push over Grammys, and we'll talk about Grammys, and we'll save the game nominations for next week too, because we still have to talk about The Great Pretender.
Oh, The Great Pretender.
Which you did watch.
I did watch.
2 episodes? I watched 2.
Yes.
So that's 5 and 6, right?
Yeah.
I will say we should have done 3 episodes last week, because they ended. Because the episode ends the arc, and I'm like, ooh, the arc's over. We should have finished the arc, but.
We should have.
And now we're in a new arc. So, but anyways, I think it's my final point then. Yeah, my last point is the D4vid and Celeste situation has an update. D4vid has officially been announced as a suspect, which I want to say TikTok really makes me mad because it really is ruining our critical thinking and our brain capacity because, and I hate that I'm doing this because I'm about to defend the police, which if you don't know, I'm ACAB all the fucking way. But unfortunately, you people are so stupid, internet, that you are making me support and defend pigs, which is one of the things I try to never do. But everyone and their mother on TikTok is like, they're just now looking at D4vid, these fucking morons. So here's the thing, idiots. They've always had D4vid as a suspect. They just didn't release it to the news. Because you know what happens when you tell a famous person that they're a suspect for a murder? They take those millions of dollars they have and they flee the country and run away. Because they can do that because money can do anything in this world that you want it to. If you have enough money, you can do anything. Look at Epstein. You can do whatever you want if you have money. So obviously they have always had D4vid as a suspect and just never announced it to the public because of the fact that he could have ran. Also, so many other factors. He has a massive audience that he could mobilize at any moment. He has, like, influence. They don't want to, once again, scare him off. Like, there's so many reasons why the police would not admit that he's a suspect, but just know he was always a suspect. The police just never said it to the press. Just because the press report on it now doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just like the moon landing. They say it happened, but did it?
Girl. They say that humans built the pyramids, but did we?
Yeah, but did we? That's the question.
They say an iceberg hit the Titanic,
but did it? They say the Earth is round, but have you ever gone in a circle around the world? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I had to throw that one in. Because that's what you people sound like. You people sound like crazy conspiracy theorists, being like, these police officers are stupid. Even I knew D4vid did it. Trust me, babe, so the fuck did they. So the fuck did they. You're not as smart as you think you are, but I'm really happy that you think you're intelligent. Like, come on. Yeah, I'm so happy that you got that ego boost, but... And honestly, I'm always one for hating on cops. I think they are fucking stupid as shit, but... It's one time, I hate to break it to you, you did not outsmart the police. You are not smarter than the police. They knew. They know.
They knew.
And then, now finally, getting into the Great Pretender. We are on, for those who care... I'm gonna pull up Netflix right now and check. So... The episode that I started, and then I instantly was like, oh, wait, stop. I can't watch this. I was like, I can't continue. Because I was literally about to binge it today. I almost, like, fully binged it today. Because I was just I was in a flow state, if you will.
Damn, yeah.
So
when I'm switching between AO3, Tumblr, Twitter, and YouTube, and I actually reach the flow state.
Yeah. I love that meme. That meme's so funny. So I ended off on episode 8. I'm starting episode 8. I have not watched it, but I started episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
What did you end off on?
Let me pull up, see what... Did you watch more than I did?
No, I watched 2 episodes. I watched 2 episodes where we did last time. Maybe, did I? I hope I did.
Because we were only supposed to watch 2. Oh my god, what was that noise?
A door closing.
I ended
1,
off
2,
after
3, 4, 5, 6.
I ended off after episode 6 finished. You watched
I
like
watched
4 episodes.
an extra. No, I watched an extra episode. Don't be dramatic. I watched an extra episode. My bad.
So you did watch 3.
I reached a flow state. It's not my fault.
I was also reaching a flow state, but I decided to turn it off.
Reached a flow state, dude. That's not my fault.
Okay, well, you know more than me now.
I do, which actually that sucks because episode 7 is like really important. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's
I wonder why, because episode 6 ended off, and I was like, man, I really need to watch the next episode, but I'll hold off because we only watched 2.
I thought I should have just kept watching it at that point then.
I also should have just kept watching it at that point. Damn.
I stopped myself for no reason. Okay, well now I have to quickly refresh myself on this episode. Okay, so we end off with the episode beforehand. Our main character, I can't remember his name, but you do. Makoto? Makoto?
Makoto.
Oh, I got it right. Cool. So we end off on Makoto's lab being, like, basically finalized by our Hollywood guy.
By our,
and then this episode, episode 6, right? Yeah, because we did 2, 2, so 6. So episode 6, basically, Makoto is making the drugs.
No, in episode 5, he's making the drugs. Like, it's finished and he's making the drugs in episode 5.
Okay, well, episode 6 opens with him still making the drugs, so he doesn't...
Episode 6... I'm turning on episode 6.
So am I, Queen.
Hold on. Episode 6 opens with him in jail.
Oh, no, sorry, we're supposed to do 5 right now. Sorry, 5 is him making the drugs. My bad.
5 is him making the drugs. 5, so he starts making the drugs and he's like, fuck this.
So I was right, I just said the wrong episode number, by the way. Yeah, and then he ends up working with the FBI, who we will find out lots about.
Yes.
Our cunty FBI agent that me and Brooke love. I don't remember her name. Do you remember her name by chance?
Cynthia.
You're right, it is Cynthia. Because I remember, because I'm like, that's the girl from Pokemon. I love her. She's my favorite Pokemon character. Yeah. So we find out that Makoto is going to work with her. We find out, unfortunately, our favorite character, Salazar, cannot be saved, and he will be charged.
Salazar!
Our man, our favorite boy. And then, basically, not a whole lot happens throughout the episode, other than, like, Makoto having this whole, like, inner monologue battle of, like, do I sell them out, don't I sell them out, like, what's my option? And then, basically, we find out that he didn't have an option, he has to sell them out, yada, yada, yada. Proceed to then, we have the moment where Makoto is presenting the drugs to our Hollywood man, being like, here they are, and then the sting operation happens, the FBI agents come flying in, yada, yada, yada. Makoto hits the deck, and everyone is under arrest. Our main FBI agent, Cynthia, is like, Makoto, get up, come over here. No.
Come over here.
And we got our main girl, who I cannot remember the name of again. Abby. Grabs a gun and goes to shoot him. Then all this sting agent ends up shooting Abby and our Frenchman, whatever his name is. Laurent. And they both get shot dead on the spot. You go, oh, gasp. And then I go, this show has 2 seasons. There's something going on here.
I looked at the thumbnails for the next 2 seasons. These bitches are still alive.
Yeah, I go, this show has 2 seasons. These 2 are fine. And I go, but at this point, I really didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, I wonder how this is. Because actually, I don't know about you, but for me, I personally was still not under, I was certain that this girl was an FBI agent. And I still believed her.
I was starting to doubt that she was an FBI agent because it's her face on the cover of the Netflix thing for me.
Yes, I do agree with that. I just assumed that, like, maybe why was that she would
chasing them around.
Yeah, I assumed that maybe she was just gonna always be like the person chasing them. That they were gonna get away with every crime, and she'd always be like hot on their trail. That was where my head was at, and I just assumed that like what Abby and Laurent had done was wear bulletproof vests and then like had blood connected to their vest or something.
Packets,
like that was my guess because they're scam artists. So I'm like maybe they saw through this and that's how they did it. So that was where I was at with this. And then basically what ends up happening is Makoto and the girl like have a meeting where they're talking about like what's going on. And they're with the Hollywood guy. And the Hollywood guy's like, I'll pay you $100 million if you don't do this. She's like, okay, fine. And Makoto's like, what do you mean 2 people died for this?
Where's your sense of justice?
Yeah, where's your sense of justice? We did this for a reason. And she's like, yeah, well, everyone has their price, basically. And then Salazar walks in the room as the Hollywood man walks out, and they're like, okay, we're going to pin it all on Salazar. Salazar's the one who did it all, like, da-da-da-da. He's being arrested for life, yada, yada, yada. Hollywood guy walks out the building. It's revealed our main FBI agent, Cynthia, is actually a con artist herself this entire time, and it's all been a big old con. It's all been a big old con. And the real FBI agent, which was, like, whatever alias she was going by, the real version of her, was...
This old lady.
Kind of in on it, but, like, also kind of not. Like, interestingly enough, like, obviously she wasn't in on it, but, like, she's clearly not stopping the con, so. We find out that, and the Hollywood guy goes down for everything, and everyone else gets off scot-free. Salazar gets his kid. Yes. All I cared about. Salazar getting his fucking child back.
When they showed him leaning on the fence.
And his kid's so happy. His kid's so happy his dad's there. I was like, this is what art is about. Also, like, we need, honestly, unironically, we need more representation of that, of, like, fathers struggling to do their best in, custody battles. Like, there are good dads out there, but it is a custody battle with the state.
Yeah.
So it is a custody battle. Good try, though, bitch.
My bad.
No, but, like, I actually really, that's why I like Salazar so much, because I think he is such a unique representation of things that we need to see, which is, like, unironic, really loving dads. Traditionally, we always paint father figures as, like, the abusers, or the trauma, like, igniters, or, like, always a deadbeat, or always, like, neglectful to some degree, or unempathetic and unemotional, and, like, emotion-centric characters. So I really enjoy that, like, they fully... Salazar, which is kind of that archetype. He's a bodyguard, he's the muscle, he's got, like, no brains, he's all brawn. And they paint him as, like, this really loving dad who just, like, literally wants to do the best for his kid as much as he can. And that's all he wants. And he gets that. And I'm so happy he gets that. And my note... Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure you were still here and didn't lie down.
Yeah, no, I can't really hit the vocal thing for Discord that well.
Okay.
When I hum, I can't hit it
anymore. Oh, okay. And then my note for that episode was, crazy twist, thank God Salazar gets with his son, so that's my only note.
Me and the bestie.
And then the next episode is basically Makoto turns himself in and goes to jail for, like, 2 years, is it? Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years he goes to jail for whatever, and wants to live an honest life. To which my note is, bitch, please, honest life my ass. Because my problem here with Makoto is you were willing to rob an old lady blind, but when you stick it to the man and an actual terrible person who's, like, done really awful things to others and, like, help people, like, get their kids back, you're like, this is too much for me. But you could rob little old ladies?
Yeah, he can rob little old ladies.
Like, where's our line here? That, like, what do you mean? That's kind of, I don't think that's, like, that's kind of a cop-out. I don't like it. It's kind of a cop-out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But then, we find out that he gets tricked because he wants to live the honest life as a mechanic. We find out this whole time, just like last time, he got tricked into another con by Cynthia, Laurent, and Abby again. And he's not actually a mechanic. He just has to pretend to be a mechanic.
He just... My poor guy. He just wants to live
I just want to make sure that's where the episode ends, right? With the reveal that he's gonna do the heist with them.
It ends with the plane exploding.
Okay, yeah. So that is where it ends. Okay. Yeah. Then I can't say anything else about it.
No, because someone entered a flow state and watched too many episodes.
I was playing Wuthering Waves and I was watching the episode and I entered a flow state. Bitch, I was farming for fucking echoes, and then I also was watching that, and I entered a flow state. You don't get it. There's a flow state in Wuthering Waves, okay? You don't get my gotcha life.
No.
So do you have any other notes for these episodes?
I love that instead of being a,
FBI agent?
FBI agent, she's a cunty little,
I love her. She's
beef.
So cunt. Girl,
so
no, you're gonna love, not to be that bitch, you're gonna love her in the next episode. She gets such good moments in the next episode. Just watch them tonight. Just watch them tonight.
I'm not gonna watch them tonight. I'll probably watch them after work on Sunday.
Girl.
I got dinner with my family tomorrow.
Yeah, but she has great moments next episode.
Should I watch 3 episodes this week to catch up?
No, you only have to watch 2 episodes this week to catch up because I didn't finish 7. I never did 7. So.
You didn't finish 7?
No, I started it and then paused it because I was like, I can't watch this. I've gone too far, and then
Oh.
I went too far anyway, so I should have.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that all we have for that? And then we go into music of the week.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that's all we have for The Great Pretender. One thing I will say that's great about The Great Pretender, thank God we did not have any foot stuff or piss stuff in these episodes.
Yeah.
Really happy we moved away from the piss kink and the foot kink. Because it was getting to be a lot. The frames of watching toes crunch back and forth was getting to be quite a bit
strange. Yes.
Yeah. Leaning on feet was a lot. So thank you. Thank you very much. Anyways, music of the week. What's your music of the week, Brooke?
Astronomy by Conan Gray.
Keep yourself safe.
Okay. I've been listening to Terror in Space by Glass Animals. Domestic Bliss by Glass Animals.
Roll my fucking eyes.
Shut up! Winner by Conan Gray.
You don't get it! Winner again. This is 2 weeks back to back.
Yes. I love Winner.
I love it too, but you don't usually have multiple songs back to back, though.
No,
you usually change them, so that's interesting.
I've been in like this hell of like rocking back and forth in my chair while I blow my nose every 5 seconds. So I just listen to whatever. Just Dance by Lady Gaga.
Okay, sure. Interesting. Very drastically different vibes from your other songs, but go off.
Yeah, come on, I love Lady Gaga. What are you talking about?
I know you
do. I think that's... I've been listening to Tangerine by Glass Animals as well.
Great, sweetie.
I love Glass Animals.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yay! Give them a chance.
I've given them many in your car, actually, so...
Hey, you can't diss me about my car playlist.
I absolutely can and will. I absolutely can and will. No. When 8 Glass Animal songs play back to back to back to back, yes, one plays twice in a row, mind you.
No. One of them's just like 8 minutes long. You can pick the music when you're the one driving me around. How about that?
Bitch, I never complained about the music. I just said it was...
Yes, you did. You literally did.
It was 8 Glass Animal songs in a row. Yes, of fucking course I did.
What were we listening? We were listening to, fuck, we were listening to the one that's really popular on TikTok right now. And, Riley goes, is there any singing in the song? And of course, we just happen to be in the last 30 seconds of the song where it's just instrumental.
Which, mind you, that's not complaining. It's asking a fucking question.
No, because you're bitching about it. You're like, I didn't hear any words. And I'm like, maybe because we were talking.
Which, once again, by the way, still isn't complaining nor bitching. Just saying, didn't hear any singing in the fucking song. But
she hates
you run
me.
with that
She
narrative, sweetheart.
Music.
Yeah, I hate Glass Animals. I do know that for a fact. I will stand on that business.
You're wrong, and
I can't be wrong.
You're just wrong. No, you're wrong.
Okay, Queen. My news of the week is Conan Gray, actor, Caramel Care. Maybe okay. Connell. Yeah, Connell. I'll throw Connell.
Love you, Connell.
Love you, Connell. Charlie XCX House, her not newest song, but one of her new songs.
The house tour.
No, it's the you've probably seen it on TikTok. It's the I think we're gonna die in this house.
Maybe I don't know.
I've been die in this house, or it's I think I'm gonna die in this house. Whatever. In the Sea, the Chainsaw Man song. I don't remember the composer because it's an instrumental, so I don't remember the composer's name. But it is from the Chainsaw Man movie. It's when Denji and Rize are swimming in a pool.
The one where I keep seeing fan art of every other character but those two.
Oh, probably for sure. It is a really good scene, in the context of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then Stranger by Doja Cat.
Doja Cat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's my music of the week, and I think that marks the end of our podcast this week, kids.
I promise it'll be better next week.
I was gonna say, let's all put our hands together and pray that Brooke fixes this by next week. Otherwise, we'll have to kick her off. I can't fix this.
I got 2 mystery pills from my assistant manager, and
If it's not fixed by next week, I fear we're gonna have to put you on unpaid leave.
I don't even get paid anyway.
You get paid in love and friendship, so that's what
matters. So I'm just not gonna have love and friendship anymore?
If it makes you feel any better, I don't get paid and I do literally all the work. So maybe, just maybe.
Where you want me to need $20 every once in a while?
I did not say that. I'm just saying you can't complain about not getting paid when all you have to do is show up and talk with your friend.
I have a pretty good stream of money coming in.
Yeah, girl, I wish. Fuck ass Chrysler.
Thoughts and prayers for the job application for Riley, guys.
I am gonna get it. I know. I've already been told by multiple people that I'm guaranteed to get the job. They just haven't gotten to the hiring process yet. So
strange.
Yep. But yeah, I've been Enigma Bazaar and/or Riley, your Crashout Queen. This is my co-host Brooke.
Hello.
And we have been your Crashout Queens. Goodbye.